So I have this blouse. I used to wear it to school maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I don't wear it anymore. And today I'd like to do a little tutorial or a video on how we can make adjustments to our clothes when they a little bit too loose. Some people like their clothes well fitted, some like them a little loose, and for some they're just too big. Like for instance, when you lose weight and your clothes is just too big. If you can see at the back, there is no shape at the back because I've lost some weight. And so even though I do not wear it anymore, I just want to show you how you can do the adjustment if your clothes is a little bit too loose, because in most cases we need definition. We don't need it tight, but we need our clothes to fit. And as I said before, some people lose weight and their clothes just doesn't fit nicely anymore. So I'm going to get it off and I'm going to show you how to add some darts to the back and maybe taking a little bit more to the side, so it could maybe accentuate my waist a little bit or give me some more definition, which I always tell my students, your clothes doesn't have to be tight, but ensure that they fit you nicely. Wear your clothes well. So that's what I'll be doing today. Thank you for watching, and this is Sharon from Everything Beautiful. So the first thing you're going to be doing is actually taking your bust measurement. So you're going to put the tape measure to the front, right in the center of your chest here. You're going to put it around to the left arm, go around to the back, and come back to that front where you began. Okay? And whatever you get, you're going to divide it in four. The body has 4 equal parts, so you're going to divide that into 4. And the next step you're going to do is take your apex. Your apex is your bust point to bust point. So one nipple to the other nipple determines where you place your dart. Okay, so what I've done here also, I have folded the blouse. So if you notice, I have the 2 front here. And if it's a back, if the button or the opening is in the back, you do the same. So I have the front here where I place both of the front together. You can see the buttons and the button. So that's the front. And here is the side. So I fold it. Okay, so the back doesn't have an opening. The opening is to the front. So there. And this is the side. So I've placed both front together. Ensure that the sides line up nicely, and that is where your side seam is. Both of them are actually matching, they're touching each other. And this center back, I have ironed the center back pre-stitch. So this line here represents the center back, and it's temporary. Oh, sorry, the phone fell. So from the center back there, you're going to put your hand underneath where the arm is, and the arm is right here. Okay, now you can take the height of your bust from the highest part of your shoulder, which is about 10 or 11 inches, but I won't let you do that. I will just let you take it from where the arm is. So consider this to be across where the bust is. Okay, and mine is saying 20, so the entire bust measurement would be 40. I don't have 40 bust measurement now, but from the center back, which is here, okay, you're going to follow this straight line right here from underneath the arm, and you're going to come straight across. Now I'm using a green marker so you can see. So I'm going to draw that straight line. Okay, let me make it a little bit more permanent and straight. So that is the straight line. Now remember, you took your apex, your bust point to bust point. So mine is about 8.5 inches, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to find a half of 8.5, and it's just about, I'm folding my tape measure. If you look, this is 8.5, so I'm doing the folding method. You can't go wrong with this, and this is where the half is. Okay, so it's it, 4.25. And remember, this is to find where your dart should be. So right there is 4.25, and you're going to mark this. It's 4.25. Okay. The next step is that for most of us, if this from the shoulder here to here is 10 inches, then you're going to figure out your waist measurement. And a lot of times you really do not need to have the waist measurement. I'll show you how you work around that. You can just simply, you know, put a little sink in the side. That would help. Okay, so from the shoulder here, now you're going to go straight down to the end of the blouse and say, for instance, 16 inches is my waist. I have 24 inches here, so 8 and 16 it's 24. Then I'm going to mark my hip about 7 inches from my waist, and it's going to be that. Now you might want to have a little bit more definition in the hip area. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm going to mark it. Okay, so here I am marking the hip, and this is a curve. This is curve at the end there, so that is it. Okay, so we know where the waist is, which is about 16 inches from the highest part of the shoulder, or 6 inches from the bust line here, or 6 inches from the bust line here. Okay, so whatever the length of your blouse is, the length of your blouse from your shoulder to your waist, you're going to mark that. And mine is just around here, which is right there. So I'm going to draw the line again, and here is the line again. Okay, and on this line, can you see it? It's a little bit pale, so let me mark it a little bit more. So there is the line. So remember, we are also going to use the apex here again. So using the apex, we're going to go back to our 4.25 inches, 4.5 inches, which is half of our bust. So that's just going to be about that, 4.5 inches. Okay, and then this line, which is my hip line, I don't need a full, I don't even have to go way down to the hip line because the blouse is shorter than the hip. So consider using 5 inches, 5 inches from your waist line. So let's use 5 inches. We know the hip is 7 inches from the waist, and you know, we always contemplate that in class and whenever I go through my textbook or whatever it is, because I think for some people who are taller, it is more than 7 inches, and you have to find the hip correctly, or else the skirt or the dress or whatever, the pants, is not going to fit. Okay, so here we are with the next line, which is 5 inches from the waist, and I'll be doing the same thing, marking off 4.5. Okay, which is still using our apex, which is the which is what gives us our dart line. So in any clothes that you may have custom made, the apex is being used to determine where your dart goes. Some darts might be too close, going more to your chest, and some might be a little bit away from the chest, going back to the side, and that's not good enough. We need our clothes to be fitted properly. So with all these dots, which is a 4.5 on the bust, 4.5 on the waist, not 4.5, I'm sorry, 4.25 from the waist. Remember, it's half of what the apex is. I have drawn this center line, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in the dart, and then I'm going to come back and explain to you.